Welcome to MTG Ectoplasm, your home for Spirit Tribal and Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Dwight, aka DeBlanco, a medium that wears an extra large. You can reach out to me at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com, or you can email me directly at mtgectoplasm@gmail.com. Let me know how am I doing. Am I doing a good job, a bad job, or maybe I shouldn't quit my day job? Now, like I do each and every single episode, let me bring in the one person who, shall I say, is the engineer. She's the driver. She does all the little background stuff, the stuff that you'll see tonight. She's the one I call, the one and the only, the Ravishing Renata. How you doing there, Ravishing?
I'm doing well.
How you feeling this evening?
Good.
I'm a little excited about this episode because this episode had to deal with me, obviously, going to a far, far distant land that they call the City of the Brotherly Love, Philadelphia. And the cool thing is that I was able to meet many, many fans of other people's content, but I met a handful of my fans, and I'm grateful to the Boo Crew that showed up. Before I begin, let me give a quick shout out to Kayla Rich. She was a young lady who I met during the out there in Philadelphia. She let me borrow her Pioneer deck. Her Commander deck, and then Steven Verhane. This is a Pro Tour player. Me and him had a good conversation. We talked about the intricacies of what he has to go through Pro Tour, and actually educated me on what I should do better as a Magic player. Things that like I key tells or stuff that I should do better to improve my skill, because sometimes we don't need to see those things, so we got to better improve ourselves. But one person in particular came from the frozen tundra, from the area we know as Canada. Shall we bring up the image, Ravishing? And here he is. Me and Nikachu. That's right, the Merfolk Master, the Modern Master himself. And check it out. He's wearing one of those MTG Ectoplasm shirts that you can find at the MTG Ectoplasm store. You know what I'm saying? Just wink, wink, nod, nod. And then, of course, I'm wearing a Boo shirt. Because why wouldn't I? I'm part of you guys. I'm part of the Boo crew, right? I love Boo. With that being said, he came over. He spent a good weekend with us, Ravishing?
Yeah.
Picked him up from the airport. We had long, extensive talks. He talked with you, Ravishing.
Yes, he did.
And what did you guys discuss?
Podcasting stuff, magic stuff.
Mm. And then a little ditty. She's making stuff for the loved ones in your life that don't know how to play Magic. She's making a little something. It's called Fright School.
Yes.
So just be prepared, get ready for Fright School. And then let's show the next image, shall we? And this is me with Gavin Varhey. If you would have followed me on Twitter, you would have known that I actually ended up meeting with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mark Rosewater. And then I met Gavin Varhey. Man, I love that jacket. Let me just tell you that magic jacket is chef's kiss, right? I ended up meeting with both of them, and I actually told them, hey, the Spirit Crew, we're desperately seeking, desperately needing a spirit, especially on one mana, draw a card. I told them about my card, Peekaboo. For those who don't know, it's a 1 mana spirit, 1 mana, 1/1, flying. And it has, when it enters the battlefield, look at opponent's hands and draw a card. Just like the card Peek or Jitaxian's Probe. Okay, but it's on a body. Gavin, on the other hand, said, it's a little strong at 1 mana. 2 mana, that sounds pretty good, but a 1 mana spirit with, you can look at your opponent's hand, he really liked a lot. He was really impressed, and I'm hoping he'll consider it. Mark Rosenwater, on the other hand, he was like, thank you for your insight. Something I might consider. I don't know if it was a brush off. I don't think it was, because we both smiled, we had a laugh, and we said our farewells. So those who don't believe that I'm out there proselytizing spirits and try to push our spirit crew to be number one, you don't know me too well. And then finally, here's an image of me at MTG Con in Philly. This is a young man who's actually playing Selesnya Spirits. And the cool thing about it is this young man was trained by Remf. That's right, the Brazilian Spirit Master. He knew the intricacies of Bant. Now, if he knew the intricacies of Bant, as you see, I'm playing Azorius. he knew the intricacies of Azorius too. So it was a really tough matchup because I know, we both know Angels is nothing to sneeze about, and I've told you that before. But especially the fact that he knew I was going to do and how to do. It was a really to begin with. It's a difficult matchup, but when he knew all my lines, it even made it more difficult. It was a tough game, came close to victory, but it wasn't good enough. Now, what I'm going to do now, Ravishing, is I'm going to discuss right now that one of the top decks right now in Pioneer. You heard that right. This is a deck that wins at 75%. You heard that correctly. 75%. It's its win rate in the last 30 days. I don't know about you. Are you ready? Are you giddy? Are you jovial? Here it is, Ravishing. Let's bring up my deck list, the one that's 75% win rate in Philadelphia. Now, I'm not going to say this particular model here is the 75% win rate. I wish I had a little better win rate than that. Nikachu, he ended up going 5-2 both days, Friday and Saturday. We ended up hanging out on Sunday just because we wanted to see the sights of the area. But let's look at my Friday deck list. I got 26 creatures, 4 Spell Queller, 4 Mausoleum Wanderer, 4 Rattle Chains, 2 Selfless Spirit, 4 Shackle Geist, 4 Spectral Sailor, and 4 Supreme Phantoms. Pretty good, right? Now, you'll only notice there that at the 3 mana spot, the only one that's there is what? Spell Queller. That's it. There's no more 3 mana creatures. Now let's look at the auras. Of course, I know, of course I have to put Curious Obsession. You know it had to be done. Why? Because I need card draw. It doesn't hurt either, that effect that it has gives my creature +1/+1. Beautiful. Now my instance. I had 4 Geistlight Snare, 2 Loran's Escape, and 2 Spell Pierce. Solid. Then when it comes to my lands, I was running 22. 3 are Darkened Waste, 1 Ajanjo, Seed of the Empire, 1 Hall of the Storm Giants, 4 Hallowed Fountains, 2 Islands, 2 Mutavaults, 1 Aurora Soaring City, 4 Seacrum Coast, and then 4 Hingegate / Mist Gate Pathways. Solid. Loved it. I could have improved. I'm telling you. You're going to see what I did Saturday. Sideboard. 2 Aether Gusts, 2 Disdainful Strokes, 3 Portable Holes, which was to me a definitely key mistake. 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Slip Out the Back, 2 Tokasia's Welcome. You're going to go, what the hell is this? I'll discuss this in a bit. Then 2 Witness Protections. This is typical what you would see around a Spirits deck. Now, I know some of you going, Rest in Peace? Really? Why not Cemetery Illuminator? Honestly, I didn't feel comfortable because I knew there was so much creature destruction. I know our deck can sit there and counter and do other things. I just didn't feel comfortable. I just felt more comfortable at a 2 mana spot with Rest in Peace. Should I have gone Cemetery Illuminator? Quite possibly. And I'm thinking I may have, should have, and may have, and something you may consider while you're playing as well for your sideboard. So let me show you the key cards that made a difference for me on that Friday at MTG Con. And here it is. Let's start with Loran's Escape. That's right. I told you on a past episode that Loran's Escape is the real deal. I played this card. Let's read it, shall we? 1 white, an instant. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, scry 1. Let me just tell you, this card was an absolute delight. Why? Because my creature ended up hexproof. They're like, oh, I can't do nothing. And you thought my creature was going to get exiled? No, 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 no. Well, you thought you were going to destroy my creature? No, no, no. Sorry, my friend. The indestructibility didn't make that happen. And what made it even more delightful is the fact that, you know what? I get to look at the top card of my library, and if it wasn't what I needed, guess what? It went to the bottom. And you know how many times that happened? Several times. And let me just tell you, it was an absolutely cool thing because I knew the card that I was going to draw was going to do me nothing. It was just a waste. My upcoming turn, I was going to draw the card and go, really? Damn it. And let me just tell you, Lorenz Escape saved me from saying that. Then comes Rattle Chains. Of course, you know, I know, we all know Rattle Chains. The pseudo lord. That's what I'm nicknaming this guy. One blue, one color, a 2/1 flying flash spirit. When Rattle Chains enters the battlefield, it gets spirits. It gives a spirit hexproof until end of turn, and gives spirits flash. Let me just tell you, my opponents kept on trying to kill Rattle Chains. Tried to. They could. The two they bothered them the most was Mausoleum Wanderer and Rattle Chains. When Rattle Chains hit the board, they were like, "Are you kidding me? I tried to kill this creature. You Rattle Chains it. You gave your creature hexproof. I can't do nothing now. And the fact that now on the end of my turn you get to play creatures, not fair, not cool." For me, I was like, I was a kid in play school. You know, I'm like, woo, you bring me some Play-Doh. I'm gonna have some fun. You know what I mean? So let me show you the sideboard cards that I thought suited me well. And here they are: Eighth August and Portable Hole. Now, you heard me go, I made a mistake with Portable Hole. I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give you that Boy Scout two finger salute thing. Like, oh, I'm going to be honest. I should have put four. I honestly should have put four and not three. It was my mistake because I when I saw the format, I really misgauged where I needed to be. And let me just tell you, four portable hole. I'm look at your immediate area and when you play your magic. But I'm gonna tell you, hands down, if you're playing Pioneer, four portable hole is the way to go. Because you know I know, here we go again. When it comes to mono green, you want to take out what? You want to take out their mana dorks. When you sit there and go against Gruul boats or aka Gruul vehicles, what you want to take out? Their mana dorks. When you come to Rakdos mid range, what you want to do? You want to take out the creatures that you know are going to end up bothering you left and right. I ended up facing goblins. You know what? Let me just tell you, there were a couple goblins that really bothered me a lot. And guess what? I put them away with the portable hole. I was like, guess what? Your goblin goes in a hole. This portable hole, hands down, is uh the shining star of the sideboard. This past tournament or at MTG Con for me when playing Azorius. Now then we have Eighth Gust. It's a generic and blue. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of its library. There were key critical moments when I started playing against Gruul boats or aka Gruul vehicles that this card came up. And let me just tell you, it was an absolute delight because I was capable and able to answer them. Now, when it came to mono green devotion, let me just tell you, Kiora, the guy tried to cast a spell. Kiara, I was like, Aether Gust, and it set him back. It truly set him back, and it was an absolute delight because I didn't have to worry about the combo. It was an absolute delight. Now, what I will tell you is this past weekend, I didn't meet. I had a lot of favorable matchups. Unfortunately, I didn't do as well. Nikachu had the toughest matchups and ended up kicking ass better than I did, and that hurt my soul. But one card that I told you about in the sideboard that you may be like, why is it in there? Let's bring it up, shall we? And here it is: Tokasia's Welcome. It's two generic and a white enchantment. Whenever one or more creatures enter the whenever one or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would you do this? Why would you consider playing a card list like this? Hello, this is spirits. We are lacking card draw. Why do you think I talked to Mark Rosewater and Gavin Varhey? Just because the fact card draw. I was looking for ways to draw more, and I figured this would be a good way of doing it. Now, if you look to the right, I came across this card. Shillirid's The Apocalypse. 2 generic and 2 black, a 4/5 legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor. It has Death Touch. This is what sucked. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. So the person that controls it gains 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Let me just tell you, Takesha's Welcome was a dead card in my hand. There was nothing I could do. What hurt me the most is that I had Rakdos mid-range dead on rights. They were at 2 life. I'm on the verge of just claiming victory. And this card hit the board. And all of a sudden, the tides turned. I end up getting wrecked, literally wrecked with this card. There was nothing I could do. Unfortunately, if I had my Otawara, I would have bounced this creature. But unfortunately, I played my Otawara. Unfortunately, as you see the deck that we have, there was no way to bounce this creature back to their hands. So no matter what they did, they drew a card, they gained life, and whenever I drew cards, I lost life. So the creature that I had Curious Obsession with, that hurt me a lot. And then with Tokasia's Welcome in my hand, I couldn't play it. It was a waste of a spot. It bit me in the back end. Now, did I top 30? Did I top 64? You know I did. Did I top 32? I didn't know. I really don't know. I didn't look at the standings, but I could tell you I won packs and I won a lot of packs. So, ooh, me. But it wasn't my best showing. Really wasn't my best showing on Friday. But now I had the chance to redeem myself. And Ravishing, let's look at Saturday, shall we? Oh, before we do, here we go. Go ahead, Ravishing.
And check out www.mtectoplasm.com to get your MTG Ectoplasm t-shirt. We also have Brew Crew shirts available. They come in all sizes and colors for men and women.
And you notice Nikachu himself had an MTG Ectoplasm shirt. So Brew Crew, you got the Merfolk Master out here wearing it. Why aren't you? Just saying, just throwing it out there.
And don't forget to hit that follow, like, subscribe button.
There you go, Ravishing. Hit that follow, like, subscribe button somewhere around here. All right, got to look for it. Now, let's look at my Saturday. Okay, this was my Saturday deck. Of course, I had 4 Spell Queller, 1 Brazen Borrower. Notice how I said I couldn't bounce a creature back to my hand by Brazen Borrower. Wink, wink, nod, nod. 4 Mausoleum Wanderer, 4 Rattle Chains, 4 Shacklegeist, 4 Spectral Sailor, and 4 Supreme Phantom. Notice the difference there. I had 4 Auras again with 4 Curious Obsession. Now look at my instance here. 4 Geistlight Snare, the same. 2 Lofty Denial. You're like, what happened with the Spell Pierce? The problem with Spell Pierce is that I couldn't counter creatures. Spell Pierce only allows me to counter non-creatures. And there were certain creatures out there on the board, like that stupid Phyrexian legendary Praetor that I couldn't deal with. I wanted to get it. I want to be able to deal with it. And other creatures like that Praetor and make sure they stayed countered. And then, of course, 2 Lorenz Escape, which definitely saved me a lot. Then comes my lands. I went 3 Darkened Waste instead of the 4. I went 1 in John Joe Seat of the Empire, 1 Hall of Storm, the Hall of Storm Giant, 4 Hall of the Fountains. I went technically 3 islands. That's my mistake there. 2 Mutavaults, 1 Ottawa Soaring City, 4 Seacrum Coast, and 4 Hinge / 4 Hinge Gate and Mistgate Pathways. So I ended up changing my deck here. My sideboard, I went 2 Aethagust. Of course, why would I take them out if they did so well? 2 Disdainful Strokes, 4 Portable Hole this time, 2 Rest in Peace, which maybe I should have gone with Cemetery Illuminator, 2 Slip Out the Back, 1 Settle the Wreckage, I never used it, but I was expecting to encounter mono white humans, or what as we know, white weenies, and then two skyclave apparition. So you see, this matchup was different. Let me just tell you my Saturday. I ended up going into the hole early. Okay, the reason why is because what I faced Selesnya Angels, that young man, remember, who was trained by Remth, kicked my butt. Then I ended up facing Rakdos. Let me just tell you, I did much, much better against Rakdos this time, but unfortunately, I ended up mana flooding. Sucked. It bit me in the butt. But I think if I didn't mana flood, I think I would have had a better chance, and I think I had a better showing there. And then from that point on, let me just tell you, I faced Gruul boats. Some about Gruul boats, I have a disdain weakness for. I'm not going to be sincere and honest, but I'm going to figure out what it is. And the way the young man played, he had every single answer to all my answers, and he played exceptionally well. So I'm going to take the L on this one, but tough matchup. So I went 0-3 in the beginning. But from that point on, I soared. I went 4-0. That's right. I wasn't going to sit there on my laurels and go, oh man, woe is me. My life sucks. No, 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 no. I started 0-3 and I finished 4-0. I ended up coming back. I ended up doing top, instead of top 64, I made it to, I believe, in the top 32. Holy crap. Let's look at the key cards that made the huge difference for me, shall we? And here it is. Notice the one freaking card that I was talking about, Brazen Borrower. Didn't expect it. This is a card that I don't care for, a card that I don't like, but it came in handy. Why? Because of Petty Theft. Petty Theft was an absolute winner for me. Absolute winner. I can't count how many times this just Petty Theft alone allowed me to bounce something, a key card or something that they were trying to do off the battlefield, and it moved the momentum on my side so I get the victory. Then Lorenz Escape, like I told you before, people weren't expecting it. They were expecting to see Slip Out the Back, which is a good card. It's a card that I truly love, but now it's on the back burner. Shore Up, it was a great card, but it's no Lorenz Escape. Pete, let me just tell you, they had to reread that card multiple times. I beat a Pro Tour player, okay, with this card. He had to read and go, I didn't expect this card. I didn't that's in Azorius Spirits? He couldn't believe it. I'm telling you guys, Lorenz Escape is the real deal. And then comes Mausoleum Wanderer. You know, I know, we all know how powerful this, hands down, is probably the most broken card in Pioneer. And I hope, Watsy, you're not listening. I hope you're underwater having fish ears or have your fingers in your ears, because I don't want you hearing what I'm saying. Mausoleum Wanderer in Pioneer is the greatest card that's out there. Greatest. Of course, I'm being biased. Hands down. I'll put my spin on it. But I'm telling you, hands down, it's the greatest card, greatest creature, greatest spirit created, especially in Pioneer. Now let's look at the sideboard cards that sung. And here again, here I go again. Ready? Portable Hole. The 4 made a huge, huge difference. Huge difference. Let me just tell you, the opponents had nowhere to go, nothing to do. When I took away their mana dorks, they were like, I don't know what to do. When I took away their goblins, what do I do? When I faced this weird, I forget, red-green deck that's just quick. I wish I remembered to. It has to deal with a dragon. You guys all know what it is. But let me just tell you, hands down, my man didn't expect it. I was like, portable hole, portable hole, portable hole. 3 back-to-back portable holes. It set the pace. He could do nothing. I spanked that young man thoroughly. At the end of it, I'm surprised he didn't call me daddy. Then Skyclave Apparition. Bravo, Skyclave. Being a spirit, I could flash it in through thanks to rattle chains, and it came down and did the magic it did. It does the voodoo that it's supposed to do. And then Aether Gust. Aether Gust. Man, red green didn't stand a chance against me that day. I owned red green. I owned green. I owned. Let me just tell you, after going 3-0, I decided, you know what? No more, no mas. I refuse to have the Merfolk Master show me up with my own deck. Even though I didn't design that deck for him, he went to someone else to design the deck. But that's no here or there. Damn it, I'm the master. I'm the guy who's supposed to show and prove. I'm supposed to prove to you in all the magic world that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And hands down, Aether Gust, Portable Hole, Skyclave Apparition are the key cards that I use to come out of that hole and go 4-0 after going in the hole with 0-3. So what do I got to say? Bring the camera just around me. What do I got to say about this? Spirits right now is in a great position. Great position right now. There's a reason right now it's a 75% win rate in the last 30 days. If it wasn't for the new Phyrexia set, because we ended up getting Seachrome Coast, I don't think we would have gotten there. But now, this is your chance, your opportunity. It doesn't matter if you started with Mono Blue Snow or if you're in Bant, try it out. See what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, hands down, it's more efficient, more proficient than the other two decks right now. I love how it plays. Look how Ravishing. Can you see how enthusiastic, how energetic I am about this?
Yes, you are very energetic.
How many times have you seen me come back from a Magic tournament and go,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
After this tournament, how did I come back?
You were very, very happy.
I was terribly happy. Not only did I get to talk to Mark Rosewater and Kevin Varhey and meet with many, many other people, and especially a lot of the Magic community. Thank you for allowing me to have a great time with you. But Azorius Spirits is it. Azorius Spirits is the real deal. I hope you look at these deck lists and really consider the Saturday one that I did, and may consider maybe not Rest in Peace, but shall I say Cemetery Illuminator, and make that one of the key cards that you put in, because I think it should be and probably is a better fit for the deck. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I promise that next time you're kicking your opponent's ass, make sure they say, "That's Boo Sheets."